Now, those of us that use Excel, what I'm going to show now is Excel. So those of us that use Excel, there's two different people that use Excel. People that know how to come in and edit and hold a document, people that know how to come in and change documents, people that know how to use pivot tables even and create charts off the back of those pivot tables. Does Copilot go towards those people currently? No, it doesn't. Does it help them? No, it doesn't. It's people that don't know how to do those intricate type of things. So I'm going to do a couple of different things within Excel, whether it's between analyzing data and then generating some new content. But the first one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to insert a column, and I'm going to ask it to do something called a VLOOKUP. Now, any action that you can do as a user with Excel, it can do as well. But I'm going to ask it to insert a column after location and look at the account manager associated with the company name, and the account manager is a number sheet because we've got all different sheets. We haven't got any information on this one. It's going to create a VLOOKUP format. It's going to say, right, VLOOKUP, we'll look up the company name, we'll then insert the column, we'll then insert that VLOOKUP into that column. So I don't need to go off and I don't need to go and find it. And something that always happens internally is I'll go to someone or I'll have a VLOOKUP, I'll copy and paste it from an existing document and it will work in the existing document, and then I'll copy and paste it and it won't work. Copilot's done all of that work for me. It's not just giving me the formula, the XLOOKUP, and then the explanation of the formula, but it's inserted it for me as well. And I've asked it, I told it to give it the specific column that I wanted it in, and we've got that inserted there. What I'm now going to do is we're now going to look at using that data and pulling all of that data in. So yes, we inserted one column. I now want to do something slightly differently. So I want to look at each month. I want to look at each account manager because we've got the account managers here. I want to look at each account manager and I want to insert the sales data into a column showing the total spend that they've had across their accounts. So we don't need to go, I could do VLOOKUP equals this account manager's name, go across the full table that we've got there. Or now with Copilot, what I can do is I can tell it to do that work and it will do it for me. It's ever changing. So previously you could only actually add one column. You could only ever ask it to add one column. Now what Copilot can do is, again, I tried this earlier. So by and large, sod's law, it's not going to work. Actually, it's done it perfectly. So it's actually going to add us five different columns. So it's summarized all of those different spends across each account manager. We've then got it inserted 5 columns, not one by one. It's not doing it one by one. It's doing all 5 at the same time. Let's then say I have to go to the finance team and I have to go to a financial director and I have to actually create a chart off the back of this. I'm going to ask Copilot to show me data insights. It's going to look at this bit of information. Again, this table is only small. This table is only very limited, but you could have sales data going back for two years, whatever it is. It's going to show you insights into that data. It's going to give you a chart of Feb spend by account manager. I can ask it to create me a chart on May spend, whatever it may be, or I can actually ask it to add all insights to the grid. So look at this document, look at the context of the information that's in there, and actually tell me where I should be focusing my time. Not just that, I don't know how to create a chart, as I've said. So in this example, Copilot would just create the chart for me and I then copy and paste it into a presentation and everyone would go, oh, look how good Louis is. He's been able to create a chart. Now, the other one, so the last one in Excel before I move on, let me just make sure that this one's no, it doesn't want to do that one. Let's leave the presentation one. The last thing that we might want to do is edit data. So I don't know if anyone's done it here, you copy and paste email addresses and first names and last names from Outlook, and it will put them in a weird format. So here we've got surname, we've got first name, then we've got email address. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get Copilot to split all 3 of those. So add me split out. How should we word this? Split out the first name, surname, and email address into 3 columns. So again, it's not going to use a VLOOKUP, it's going to use sort, I believe, from when I've done this previously. It's then going to split those into those 3 different columns if it wants to do it. Very temperamental at the moment, always the way. Why would you do a live demo? You should have pre-recorded it all, and then it would all have worked perfectly. Let's try that again. Generating that formula suggestion, and then we can then go in and again not just see what it's doing but how it's doing it. Give us the explanation of the formula. What actually do I, so I can then go off and I can then do it myself. It's getting me that first part of it, it's doing that first version of it, but Copilot I can then go in and I can then do those things myself. So again, it took a little while, but we've then got the first name, we've got the surname. It's not quite got the email one correctly, so we could ask it to do it again, and it will get there. I've done it before. I don't know what's going on today. Decided to not work. But what you've got there is you've got an understanding of how it can be used and where it can be used and where it can be augmented again.